What is up, my pleasure babies? On this week's episode, we are going to be talking about lubrication. And now the nice thing about this video is that it's not gender conformative. So that means male, female, non-binary, wherever you fall under, this video is definitely meant for you and to up your sex game or pleasure, to be precise. So in this video, we are gonna go through why you should be using the lubrication, what type of lube to be used, and what each lube is meant for, whether it be flavored, whether it be a sensation, so like tinglers, warmers, coolers, we talk about it all. So I want to get the ball rolling, but before then, I want you to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to my channel so that every Monday evening, 8 p.m. Central Time, you can come to my YouTube channel and watch the latest news. Perfect timing for you to bring it to the bedroom that evening, or hell, for the rest of the week, right? So let's start off with the easiest question to answer. Why should you be using lube? Now, I know it's a misconception between vulva owners, and if you own lubrication, that must mean you are dried up and not good to go. Well, I'm here to tell you, I guess, that that is definitely not the case, because a lot of different things play into your vaginal wetness. Whether you're on a medication, maybe you had no water or hydration that day, maybe your diet isn't in check. Whatever it might be, there is A, B, C, D, E, and F, and so much more that go into making you wet. Now, sometimes all those stars just don't align for you, and yeah, that can be unfortunate. But you don't have to suffer. You can always lean to your left, because that's where my bedside table is, reach into that drawer and grab out some lubrication. Now, I'm 25, I am on an SSRI, and yeah, you know what? Sometimes I can't get wet. Lube is meant to enhance and heighten your experience in the bedroom with yourself or partner play. Okay, so do not be ashamed of going out to the store and picking up some lube. That being said, I definitely don't suggest buying something from your drugstore, as it can be filled with parabens and things that can throw off your pH balance inside of your vagina if you're a vulva owner. Now, I know a lot of guys don't think, hey, I should go buy some lube, especially if they're single or doing solo play often. It's obvious that society has built around this lotion and Kleenex on the side of the bed thing. So instead of the lotion, swap that out for lubrication. And yeah, it's nothing to be ashamed of, so fuck, you could totally leave it on your dresser if you wanted to, or tuck it away in the drawer. Whatever makes you happier and feel more comfortable. But for the men out there, or for the penis owners, all you would do is just put a little splash in the palm of your hand and rub it up and down your shaft. And then you have the perfect glide throughout, I promise you. So it's not a gender conformative product. It is meant for literally anybody, a penis owner or a vulva owner. Whatever it might be, you have to have some lubrication in your side table. I promise it will do its job like it promised. Now, I know I just mentioned between partner and solo play, but the question is, what acts require lubrication? And to be honest, it could be partnered play, it could be solo play, it could be a massage, it could be anal sex. And when you do use lube with a condom, it will enhance the experience of both partners to make it feel somewhat like you are having sex without a condom on. And that is kind of what we all want, but without the risk factors of getting pregnant and getting an STD. So lubrication on the condom is definitely the way to go. Now we're gonna be talking about different lube types. So first, I wanna say you must do a patch test before you get started, because you really never know what's gonna make you react, and you don't wanna have an allergic reaction all over your genitals, because that ain't gonna be fun. So just a small little patch test on the sensitive portion of your arm, either here, on your wrist, or in your elbow crease, and leave that on for 5 to 10 minutes so you can gauge whether you get hives, irritation, or redness, and then you can bring it into the bedroom. So let's start off with talking about a water-based lube. So with a water-based lube, you are going to be applying a little bit more often. However, it is going to replicate your vaginal lubrication. The great thing about water lube too is that it doesn't leave any stains, and you can use it with a condom, which is awesome, because all lubrications aren't as friendly with the condoms and may cause it to break down, and we don't need any pregnancies there. But with this lube, you are Gucci. You will definitely not break the condom. Also, if you are on the more sensitive side, water-based lube is definitely the way to go. However, there is a little bit of a taste. Now, not all of them have a strong taste. The higher grades you go, which I always recommend going for the highest grade. That way you can eliminate things that definitely don't need to be in there. The type of play that you can partake in with water-based lube is anal, but you gotta apply a fuck ton and a lot of it and reapply. But you could use water-based with anal. You can use it with solo play, which is usually perfect on any type of toy, so it's not gonna break down or make it all warped. Or if you have a sensitive vulva or a sensitive penis, water-based is definitely the way to go, and it won't throw off your pH balance. So if you watched any of my other videos, you will notice that I do talk about this brand a lot. No, I am not sponsored by them, so this is a legitimate recommendation from me. So this one is the water-based one that I do have. It is the Pjur Nude. This is a German high-end brand. So this is the water-based one, so it's nice to use with all my toys. Now we're gonna make our way to my favorite one of all, and that is a silicone-based lube. So when you would want to avoid a silicone-based lube is when you are using a silicone toy, specifically because silicone melts silicone. Not necessarily right away, but over time it will definitely deteriorate your toy and kind of start to warp it, maybe even make the silicone swell. Which toys are not cheap, and I rather keep mine for as long as I could. So to avoid anything happening, you want to avoid silicone lube on toys. But you can use it for just solo play with your hands, glass or metal toys. You can use it with your partner, and you can also use it for anal. In fact, anal lubrication tends to have a really, really high amount of silicone in it. It comes out almost thicker like a liquid honey because you want it to last long, which is another reason why a silicone lube is amazing, because you don't have to reapply. It goes on super easy and slides like butter, baby, like butter. Some people do like to do a sensual massage with the silicone based lube, because obviously the glide is never ending and it's such a slick feeling that you can just slide into kind of like anywhere you want to go. That being said, there are some rare allergies to silicone, so that's why I recommend doing the patch test, because we would hate for anything to happen. It can also throw off the pH balance inside of your vagina, but that is also rare. But if this is you and you are sensitive to like everything, I wouldn't recommend a silicone based lube. Now, if you are comparing a silicone based lube from the drugstore versus a super high-end one like Pjur, then they're not comparable at all, and I think you should just upgrade your brand. But now that you know my favorite is the silicone and the water, I'm gonna talk about oil-based lube and what it could be used for. So there are lots of people that like to use coconut oil, and that is totally fine. But however, I will say tread lightly, especially when you are having penetrative intercourse, specifically because oil can be a carrier for bacteria. The longer it sits inside of you, the more bacteria can harvest, and you have a chances of getting BV, which is bacterial vaginosis, or any type of bacterial infection in the vagina. So if you are having intercourse with an oil, you want to make sure that you wash everything out and all around after. No, this does not mean douching. I just mean make sure the outside is clean. Your vagina will internally do the rest with its hostile environment that will kill hopefully everything. But if you are very prone to getting UTIs, BV, maybe even a yeast infection, then the oil is definitely not meant for you. The shitty thing about oil is that it does tend to stain. So if you are having sex on a sheet or a floor, even wherever it might have some form of material, it probably won't come out at all or even a little bit. The great thing about the oil one, you can also use it as a massage oil. So you can be massaging at the same time as really sexually pleasing your partners. Like that porn video that everyone watches. One of the most important things for you to know if you are having sex with a condom on is not to use an oil-based lube. Specifically because oil will deteriorate latex, rubber, PVC, which tends to be the most common base of a condom. Now there is aloe vera. Some people will use 100% pure aloe vera, which can be good for people with bacterial vaginosis problems or people with pH balancing issues. I won't comment very much on the aloe vera because there's not a lot of studies done on it and I personally don't know. So if you are looking for more information, I would definitely Google it and search up aloe vera lubrication, because you definitely can't just go down the sunscreen aisle and pick up some of the fucking aloe that you rub on your shoulders. That shit's got alcohol in it. We don't want that anywhere around our genitals. There are a few other ones that I would like to kind of just touch base on. So I know that you have seen flavor-based lubrication. That's not actually meant for penetrative sex. It's actually meant for oral sex. So you can get some really dope, tasty flavors out there. For me personally, I'm not a big fan of them. They do tend to be a little bit more on the sticky side, and I am sensitive in the coochie. I personally won't use them, but there are people out there, and I know people that absolutely love a great flavored lube. The next one is the cooling and warming. Obviously, they do exactly what they are named to do, and some are even a tingling sensation. Tinglers are definitely not meant for everybody, but some people die for that little staticky, fuzzy feeling. It's to kind of stimulate your clitoris or the head of your penis a little bit more. However, it also can be irritating, so make sure you definitely do a patch test on that one. Next is the orgasm delay, and for us vulva owners, I'm sure we don't need that. It's the penis owners that might need that. So those products I'm not familiar with myself. I have never used a lubrication that has done that, but I have read some decent things about the products. There again, it really depends on the quality of product you're buying for and how long and what issues you do have with bust and quick. But if you are looking for a longer sexual experience, then hey, give it a shot. Next is specifically booty hole lubrication. Okay, so there is backdoor lubricants. Yes, anal lubricants. Like I had mentioned in the silicone one, they are usually a silicone base and thick like honey, baby. Thick, thick, thick. And that is because you need it to last long. You need an abundance. Lubrication of the anus is very important because it's not self-lubricating. If you want to know more about prep for anal play or anal penetration, then you can go back to my last week's video and check that out, because I did a whole rundown on how to prep for your booty hole play. Now that we're done talking about all the lubes, what it is used for, and how it can enhance your pleasure, I'm gonna list a couple of my favorite brands. So the first is the wet platinum one. That one is amazing because it is latex safe. Obviously, you've heard me talk about Pjur lubricants before, but that is just because it is made in Germany and it is the highest quality of lube that you can buy out there. Next, I want to talk about is a wet platinum. Now, I know you haven't heard me talk very much about it, but this is a vegan, keto, kosher-friendly, gluten-free, premium silicone-based lubricant. So you could also use that one with condoms. The next one is Muse Intimacy, and also has plant-based ingredients in it. Muse Lube is definitely safe to use with latex, so condoms are not a problem. They are also paraben-free and pH compatible. They definitely specialize in flavored lubricants, that is for sure, because they taste bomb. Now, whether you are using it in intercourse, solo play, or partnered play, using lubricants can sexually enhance all of your experiences while making sex safer. So why wouldn't you try it? Overall, lubrication can take your sexual experiences to the next level. So if you haven't tried some, now this is your sign to go out and buy some high-grade shit and bring it into the bedroom. Like I said, don't forget to do your patch test, and don't forget to read the back of the ingredient list. And fuck, luck. You can always revert back to this video to find out what my favorites are, and I'll even rate them in the description for you. So if you enjoyed this video and you thought it was helpful, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, because every single Monday at 8 p.m. Central Time, that is when the video will drop. Now, go out and buy yourself some bougie ass lube, because guess what? Pleasure told you to do so. So go on, go buy that lube.